This is from Ariel Rose's journal from the hospital. The blog post is titled, No matter how wounded, no matter how sick, a lion is still a lion. This was written November 28th, 2012 at 7:43 p.m. I won't say the author's name. A quick break from radio silence. I had started a very different entry, as there has been little to no good news to report these days. But as I was typing this entry, Ariel, sicker than she has ever been in her life from cancer and infections, began dancing as much as she can. She's blind and partially paralyzed now. To Pink's Blow Me One Last Kiss while sitting in her hospital bed. I'm not even sure how to begin this entry now after watching this. The last 10 days have been some of the most difficult imaginable. Ariel is now blind, paralyzed from the waist down, often unable to speak, no longer strong enough to do much more than sleep, and with further cancer progression, a return of the MRSA drug resistant staph infection and aspergillus fungal infection in her sinuses, possibly her brain, and newly spread to her skin, eroding it away in some places, and struggling with pain more terrible than anything I've ever seen. Tonight, for a little under an hour, Ariel danced in her bed. No matter how old, no matter how sick, no matter how wounded, one must always remember a lion is still a lion. The same rules always have and always will apply to Ariel. An MRI done the Wednesday before Thanksgiving showed what we already knew. Ariel's brain tumors have grown enormously. It was also confirmed that the fungal infection, Aspergillus, that Ariel battled so determinedly in 2011 has returned along with MRSA drug-resistant staph infection. She is now battling not one, but three different diseases, all of them lethal, her body battered and exhausted, and this week she suffered moments so scary and terrible I refuse to type them. In spite of all this, in a move few of us would ever have the bravery, the determination to choose, Ariel still refuses to stop her new chemo treatment. She can no longer eat her meals from the pain, but she manages, no doubt through sheer force of will, to swallow the 2 pills that make up part of her experimental therapy every day. We are living this nightmare hour to hour, not knowing what it will bring. Ariel's vitals are strong and stable one minute and erratic the next. She suffered seizures, spasticity, crippling pain, and complications from these new infections. I can't tell you how many times this week we've told her in tears as she screamed through pain or breathed so that it was okay to stop, it was okay to rest, to remind her over and over that no matter what, she's already won. She's not doing this because she's afraid to die. She knows how much we love her and how unbelievably proud we are of her. But in spite of our tearful pleas, she shakes her head no and has managed to hold on these long, often terrible 10 days. Her fierceness through all this remains the most beautiful and terrible thing I have ever seen, and tonight's dancing summed it all up so neatly. As I'm finishing this entry, her nurses are giving her more pain meds, hanging her chemo, and helping her do all the things she can no longer do for herself. And there she sits, eyes closed, IV lines everywhere, monitors beeping, medicines dripping, and she's managed to get all three of them are dancing away now to Party Rock Anaheim. A lion is always a lion, no matter how weak. A roar is still a roar. And Ariel has always been and always will be the Coeur de Lion. Signed, C.